Hi there. It's July 1st and it's a new day, it's a new month. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, so I'm late. I have not been as good about doing these daily journals as I would have hoped. Sometimes I'm doing them every day, sometimes I'm doing it every other day. There have been occasions that I've done it once every 3 days. So trying to get back on track. Today was a day. I started off really good. I got up this morning and I was all set to go on a ride first thing in the morning, and before I was able to get out the door, my daughter was like, "Oh, hey, can you come in and talk to me?" This is like 5:30 in the morning, because she had some stuff going on in her life that was troubling her, and I guess she just needed an ear and a little bit of sound counsel. So, I talked to her for a little while, and then I got up and I went out on my ride. Now, of course I did. I woke up in the morning, I said my prayers, I read my Bible verses, before that, and she just caught me literally right as I was getting ready to leave. But I went out on a ride. I rode 25 miles today. And I think that I just have the mindset of a problem solver, and it's very difficult for me to listen to somebody that I care about who is hurting and struggling and that has a problem that they're trying to work their way through. It's difficult for me to engage in those conversations, to have this person that I really care about struggle through something. And so all along my ride, or at least 10 miles 11 miles into my ride, I found myself solving in my head. And I stopped at a light and I called her and I said something. I don't know what I said, and her reaction to what I wanted to talk about was very off-putting, and I found myself feeling upset about her reaction, and I ended up saying, I really think that you were being rude, and I don't want to put myself in this position where, I can respect boundaries and things like that, but if my natural inclination is to solve, and probably a weakness of mine is that I often care too much. So there's some adjusting that I have to do on my side. But anyway, I don't have to go all into it. It threw me off. And because I was thrown off halfway into my ride, the second half of my ride wasn't as enjoyable, wasn't as easy. I know the first 9 miles, my pace was like 12.7 miles per hour. And when I got to the end, I was like at an average pace of 11.3, which means it was much slower on the way back. And it could have been the terrain that, maybe I was going downhill most of the way on the first half and uphill going back, or it could have just been, when I'm just not in a place of peace and contentment. And when I have things weighing heavily on my mind, it is more difficult for me to perform with ease. And so, so I have to figure that out. And so it really just, I don't know, sometimes when I don't start my day off well, it has a negative impact on my whole entire day. So it just threw me off kilter. Not to say I wasn't in a good mood or anything, but it was just, I was kind of blah all day. And so I'm late in doing everything. In fact, it's 10 o'clock at night and I just finished doing yoga. I never do yoga late. Even as I was doing it, I'm just like, this seems so much harder than it would have if I had done it first thing in the morning. So that being said, tomorrow is a new day, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow being better for sure. MEPS check-in. So if I would have done my MEPS check-in this morning, I would have said mentally, I do have some things weighing heavily on my mind, but I think that I have processed my way through that. Things that bothered me, I addressed, and I believed that I have moved on from that. So it's nothing that I really need to clear or anything. I think I'm good now. Emotionally, I'm just gonna say I'm content, at ease. I wouldn't say that I'm happy. I wouldn't say that I'm sad. I wouldn't say that I'm mad or irritable or anything like that. It's just a kind of a neutral feelings, I guess is what I would say. Physically, I'm tired. It's late. Like I said, late night yoga for me is more difficult. And so I don't think that my body feels as good in this moment as it normally does, like when I do yoga earlier during the day. Spiritually, I am still feeling blessed and connected, but I could benefit from prayer. So I'll have to say my prayers before I go to bed so I can get a boost. I'm proud of myself. So I've been trying to do this yoga pose called Bird of Paradise. And the way that you do it is that, like, if I have my left hand, I have to put my left hand kind of like under my leg, kind of like, see how that is, while I'm in a standing position, and then take my other hand and put it like around my back like that, and then connect both hands and then stand up. And so my leg will end up coming underneath my arm, but then go up straight like this. So I end up, I guess I would really be like this, with my arms touching in the back, and then I extend my leg like that, but that's from a standing position. And I can do it. I can do it on the right, and I can do it on the left. So I'm excited about that, because you're starting from a standing position and you're bending over, you're doing these things, and then you have to stand back up. And I think my daughter probably introduced me to that pose, I'm going to say a year ago, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. And so there have been a few times that I've tried it, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's a big fail. But I tried yesterday on my right side, and I was able to actually stand up, right? And I was like, oh, wow. You know, I mean, I didn't stay steady for very long. I like got up there and then kind of fell out of the pose. But I was excited because I never have been able to stand up in that pose at all. So it was huge. And so today I'm like, let me see what I can do. And I was able to do it. I was able to stand up longer and then kick my leg straight on the right side. So I was like, yeah, I'm proud of that. Let me try the left side, and I'm not as good on the left side as I am on the right, but I did get up. It's just that I couldn't get my leg, you know, when you extend your leg up, I couldn't get it as straight. So it probably looked crooked, more like that. But I got up there on both sides, so I definitely have a sense of accomplishment. So I'm proud of myself. This is day 1 of July, so I've started a new 30-day yoga practice called Yoga Camp by Yoga with Adriene. And so this is the beginning of my 8th straight month of doing yoga. And so I think I'm definitely seeing results. I mean, my arms got a ways to go, but, you know, can you see? I actually have, like, it's not big, but I got a muscle. I can see it. So, getting a little more definition in my arms. My core is definitely stronger. Every day I do these 3-minute plank challenges, which are hard, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at side planks. And yeah, I mean, I'm just getting stronger and stronger every day. I feel good about the riding that I'm doing. And I think yesterday when I rode, I did at least 1 mile at 16 miles an hour. So I felt pretty good about that. I didn't get up to 16 miles an hour today on any of the 25 miles that I did. But I did, I think I had 4 or 5 miles that I did at like 15 miles an hour. So that's I think that's a really good pace. So yeah, so I think that if I limited my rides to like 10 miles, I could probably get up to 15, 16 mile average. But when I'm going 20, 25 miles, the second leg of it is probably a little bit, you know, I probably get a little bit tired. So I haven't quite gotten where my pace is consistent. But so that'll just be a stretch goal. I mean, I think there was a time, and maybe it's really dependent upon the bike. Because when I had a road bike, and those are really lightweight, they're only like 2 pounds, like 1.5 pounds, 2-pound bikes, you know, and so it's so lightweight that it's faster, and you can get up to like 35 miles an hour. So I think that on that bike, I was averaging like 15 miles an hour. But, you know, as you go up, or depending upon the type of bike, you know, the heavier the bike is, and you go from, because the bike that I have, it's a cross training bike. It's like cross between a mountain bike and a road bike, so it's not as sleek and slim and light as a road bike and it's not as heavy as a mountain bike, but so it's a little more, it's more of a challenge. So I got to figure out how to do the comparison between the two, but I'm feeling good that I can do 20-25 miles no problem on a regular day. Today, like I said, that last 10 miles was a little more challenging. I didn't feel tired or anything. It's just like, I want to go fast, but I just can't do it. But I think that had to do with mood, you know. When you're in a really good mood, you have this mindset like, I can do all things. This is great. I can push through. But when you have things weighing heavily on your mind and you're not as, you know, you're not in the best of moods, it just zaps your power. So I'm gonna have to do better about making sure that I stay in I got the right headspace and outlook on life, and that I'm not taking things personally and letting my feelings get hurt and stuff like that, and giving power to negativity and you know, just the negative talk that you can have in your head where you convince yourself that you should be upset and not feeling good. So I'm recognizing that I struggled with that today. And I think in recognizing it, in naming it, accepting what it is and seeing the impact that it has, and acknowledging it will help me overcome that type of thing, or to avoid putting myself in the same circumstance, or, you know, and letting negativity get the best of me in a day. And you know me, all this year, I'm all about positivity. Positivity, peace, love, goodness, contentment, gratitude, all the things that help to keep a smile on my face, a positive outlook on all aspects of life, and as those things put me in the best position whatsoever to enjoy life to the fullest. And that's what I want to be able to do. So there it is. That is my daily journal entry for the day. I'm getting ready to go to bed. See you later.